Oh, this will come in handy. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Space for that. For 1,000 years. Inspiring.
What can I do for you? Hello.
is it? Indeed.
I forgot I was still in the party. Now I'm eating fruit slices. Oh, here we go. Who's playing? Yeah, it is. That getting to them axes. Bullshit. What, the zombies? Oh, that sound ass. You said you make it in the kitchen? Word. It's supposed to be 1 degree here. Well, you ain't drunk. It's never too early. Too early. Definitely getting better drops. Mm-hmm. Baby, get back on here from the update. Yeah, I got you a new quiver. Alert. Never too early. Better than 2K. Call of Booty. Call of Doodoo.
Await your return, O great Kopek. Let the sun curl your flesh. Euphoria. Will be saved.
The past continues to influence the present.
This is why they give us names. This is why they give us numbers as well. You have a social security number and all these things. Because they do not want you to remember your copy name. Because if you was to remember your copy name, then that will help you break the matrix that is called the tower. If you remember, let's take it back to a scene in Matrix, right? The movie The Matrix. If you remember in the movie The Matrix, which is literally a documentary, Neo had what we know as a government name. And even now, in The Matrix, you have a government name. My government name is Rashad Jamal White. Because I am aware of the power of the government name, this is why I dropped White off of my name. When I go to the public, I just use Rashad Jamal. I do keep it on, just paying homage to my father's side and bloodline, out of respect for my father. But publicly, I only use Rashad Jamal. Why? Because Rashad and Jamal are not government names. These are ancient names that we have ancient connections. A lot of your Muslim or so-called Arabic and Muslim names are ancient names when you had ancient connections. So that's why I tend to use one of those names for a government name or your family name or to create your own name. Like a lot of black people do this off that. Like Lakeisha we call that black name, ghetto name. But to be honest, you better off making up your own name, a government name like Brick, you know, Margaret, right? Because those names do not have any cosmic power behind them because they lack vibration. And the vibration is in the alphabet. All the alphabets lack vibration. And that's a totally different lecture that I was trying to fund at a later date. So
What can I do for you?
But the power is in the name. Okay? There's a lot of power in the name.
Greetings.
So in the movie Matrix, yeah, so if you ever seen the movie The Matrix, for example, remember he was talking about when it comes on, because The Matrix is a documentary, right? Based on what's going on in reality, in his reality. Okay, so you remember when the movie came on, Neo, that was not Neo's original name. Neo's original name was I almost said if I'm not mistaken, it was Anderson. Neo's original name was Anderson, if I'm not mistaken. In the movie. And you had Aiden Smith. Aiden. You had Anderson. Okay. So, his original name was Anderson. Never called Neo Neo. They always called him Mr. Anderson. Okay? They always called him Mr. Anderson. Okay? Now, why was they not calling him Neo? Was his the hacker, which he worked on the black market with, to believe in Christ. Neo was the man who said, okay, and it's the man that's also the man that Morpheus called, what she reached out to him with his computer, and she called Neo, because that was his hacker name. But also Neo was symbolic of the neocortex, which surrounds the medulla oblongata, well, it's inside the medulla oblongata, which is this is how you receive your consciousness.
Definitely not true.
Energy, CEE, but I like to call it for short, in the sense. But now, he called Mr. Anderson, right?
You need to learn something besides how much alcohol is in the pint of Hennessy. Pint of this fucking crown.
So, at the eve of the end, the demon of Anzuati has quietly come for
That's fucking bullshit. Fucking dumbass shit.
Charged arrow.
They were A2. Don't forget that, but they're still
Why you ain't on 2K25? About what? Nah, he just ass. Nigga on TikTok, but who is this motherfucker shooting at though?
This shit tastes good. They got the best pizza I ever tasted in my life. But then we leave there. I don't remember the name of the restaurant. But I want to go back. I don't go back. I don't remember the name. Even if I say, well, I remember the directions to where it's at, I still have to know names. I have to remember names of streets. And the names of these streets will lead me to this restaurant. So we're still dealing with names. Everything is names. And everything has a name. Animate objects and inanimate objects have names. Things have names. You have names. Animals have names. Plants have names.
Shot.
Minerals have names. Elements have names. Trees have names. Okay. You don't know the concept. Anyway, that's the light. That's the white bird. Those are two things. That's HBO. That's D&D. That's mathematics. Only things you know.
One must.
Pure
Kung Fu.
electricity and magnetism. That is our true food source.
What's that?
You gotta meditate on it. Don't just listen to me say it. But oh, it sounds good. No. Sit with it. Meditate on it. Deep introspection is required.
Oh, no problem.
Metaphysical download.
You over there murdering shit?
To see the fallen angels, because they built the heavens or cast out the cosmos in the heavens, they can no longer receive their energy from the sun the way they used to originally. So that means that while they're down here in the physical, on the physical material plane, they have no source of energy. They have no way to charge up. They have no way to charge up. The only connection that they have access they have to
I'm playing for myself.
energy,
Must always be willing to change.
and feeds all life, us, the animals, and the plant. It's lust. So this is why they attack us.
I thought you might have went and got your PS5 already.
Evil spirits will come to you and lower your frequency. Mentally by attacking your thoughts. It starts on the mental plane. They get you to think negative. Because remember, thought created everything. Thoughts is vibration. Vibration created everything. So they get you to think negative thoughts to lower the vibration. Once you lower your vibratory rate by thinking negative thoughts,
You know you ain't gonna starve, Kung Fu. Hold on real quick. You, I don't know. This nigga in here. This nigga in here. Damn. He a fag. That's why. Nigga father gay as fuck. Father big gay. Don't get no gayer than father.
Shocking.
Father. Why you gotta be so gay? You. I'm just saying. Why you gotta be so gay though? Remember your line that you said? Hold on, nigga. You remember the line that you said? I get all the boys. Remember you said that? Damn. Dang. Never fails. Dang. Dang. You definitely ain't got no girlfriend, father. We all know this. Bro, you ain't got no girlfriend. Dude, you say the same shit. Same shit.
This story is based on true events. The names of characters and cities have been changed for confidentiality purposes. In the heart of Oklahoma, there was a place called Miller's Hollow, a small, sun-beaten town
It's a daggone shame.
nestled between endless plains of wheat and wind-worn hills.
Father,
It wasn't on most maps, and that's how the people of Miller's
Father, you got ringworms?
Theirs was a town where secrets could be hidden behind wooden fences, where smiles at Sunday service masked whispered judgment. The air was thick with the smell of
I bet you did.
diesel from passing tractors, and the silence of the vast land was broken
You
only
look,
by the wind. For outsiders, it was a picture of small-town America, quaint, self-sufficient, and serene. But to those who lived there, Miller's Hollow was a pressure cooker. Its peace of
everybody used to get ringworms from
concealed
football
unspoken
helmets.
tensions and long-simulated feuds.
He definitely was.
Cool off.
And shadows that lingered, even in winter. Lived The Prescott household was yelling and
Where your father at? Why he don't never come to the party?
patchy gray, his boots patched with rusted chains. Inside the airtight community,
Bro, he ain't
the
not a
children played
daggone thing.
outdoors,
Playing
playing hide and
trash ass
seek.
Madden.
The world was small and dim, much like the house she lived in. At 13, she was small for her age, her thin frame accustomed to the nuance she already skipped. Her pale face illuminated by large, unblinking blue eyes that seemed to take in everything, even the things people wished away. The town whispered about Abby silently. Her father, Roy Prescott, leaned drunk at a temple on the old estate. He spent his days fixing machinery for local farmers and his nights drowning himself in cheap whiskey. When he wasn't drinking, he was yelling at Abby, at her mother, at what began as years ago, at anyone who crossed his path. No one in Miller's Hollow knew what had happened to Abby, and most were too afraid to ask. The official story was that she'd packed her bags and moved to town. But the bruises she'd often worn on her arms and face hinted at a darker truth. People in the town knew better than to intervene. The Prescotts had always been trouble, and Roy was the kind of man you didn't cross unless you
23.
wanted your tires slashed or your barn mysteriously set on fire. Abby's classmates at school didn't understand her. She was quiet, a loner who sat at the back of the classroom, her nose buried in books about true crime and forensic science. Her fascination with death made her an oddity, even in a town where eccentricities were tolerated. Sometimes the other kids whispered that she was creepy, that there was
Squid
something wrong with
Games.
her. They called her names Freak, Dead Girl,
Mm.
Prescott Psycho. But Abby never reacted. She would just stare at them with those unnervingly calm blue eyes until they looked away. Even the teachers didn't quite know what to make of her. She was a straight A
Wonder when they're
student
coming out with
with
another
flying
Squid Game.
colors in chemistry and biology, but there was a coldness to her, an emotional distance that made them uneasy.
The last Squid
She
Games?
didn't have friends, and she didn't seem to want
Yeah,
any.
because that last one was
The
kind
town
of
was
generic.
surrounded by overgrown fields and bordered by a forest that the locals
Yeah, the
avoided.
first one was
The
good.
kids had a
I was
reputation.
like,
They found
man,
a place
they
to
just
hide,
trying to put anything
pretended
on
they
here,
knew,
yo.
but never actually did. Old timers told stories of strange sounds in the trees, of people going missing. Abby spent hours wandering through the
Yeah.
woods, finding solace among the shadows. She would sit by the stagnant creek that ran through the forest, watching the water trickle over rocks, her mind racing with thoughts she didn't dare speak aloud. She collected bones, bird skulls, deer antlers, even the occasional stray cat's remains, and arranged them in patterns in the dirt. To her, they weren't morbid, they were beautiful, pieces of a puzzle that only she could solve. One summer night, the kind of night where
Who
the air
don't know?
felt heavy
Man,
and
shut up.
cicadas screamed in the trees, something in Miller's
Right.
Hollow shifted. It started with the fire. Abby's father, drunk as usual, had fallen asleep with a lit cigarette in his hand. The flames consumed the old farmhouse quickly, the dry wood igniting like kindling. By the time the volunteer fire department
Who?
arrived, the house was little more than charred beams and
Mm,
smoldering ashes. The Abby was found outside, sitting on the ground with her knees pulled to her chest, her face smeared with soot, but otherwise unharmed. When
for
asked how
real.
she'd escaped, she simply said, "I woke up and ran." The fire was ruled an accident, though some of the townsfolk whispered that it was strange how calm Abby had been, how she didn't shed a single tear for her father. After the fire, Abby moved into a small trailer on the edge of the property, left to fend for herself. The town, out of a mix of pity and guilt, brought her food and supplies, but they kept their distance. There was something unsettling about the girl now.
Who said
She
that?
rarely spoke, and when she did, her words carried a weight far beyond her years. She had a way of looking at people, as though she could see straight through them, down to the darkest corners of their souls. The
He
animals
probably
in the
was
property
serious
would
too.
disappear. First a stray dog, then a farmer's prized rooster, then a litter of chickens.
Damn.
People blamed coyotes, but some couldn't help but notice how Abby's eyes seemed to gleam when they mentioned the missing pets.
Damn.
Miller's Hollow was a town built on routine, and its people were creatures of habit. They woke with the sun, worked their fields,
Damn.
and gathered at the diner or church to gossip. But after the fire, a sense of unease crept into their lives. Locks were checked twice, windows shuttered before nightfall. It was as though the land itself had become restless. the endless plains stretching out like a vast, empty graveyard. And at the center of it all was Abby Prescott, the quiet girl with the pale face and the haunting blue eyes, sitting alone in her trailer, her mind spinning webs of thoughts too dark for anyone to imagine. The peace of Miller's Hollow was no longer a comforting silence. It was the stillness before a storm. Something was coming, something that would shatter the fragile harmony of the town. And at its heart, unseen and unassuming, was a girl who had learned that fire could cleanse and that death could be a kind of freedom. Abby Prescott was waiting, and the people of Miller's Hollow didn't know it yet, but they had every reason to fear her. After the fire that consumed her father and left her standing alone in the charred remains of her childhood, Abby Prescott became the ghost of Miller's Hollow. The town didn't quite know what to do with her. At just 13, she was too young to be on her own, but she had no family willing to take her in. The local church raised enough money to buy her a used trailer and park it on the edge of her family's scorched property, a quiet solution to a problem no one wanted to look in the eye. People delivered casseroles, old clothes, and awkward condolences, but none of it reached Abby in any meaningful way. She accepted their
Man, this
help
shit
with blank
ass.
eyes and a tight-lipped smile, and then she vanished back into the trailer, closing the door behind her, as if shutting herself off from the world. In the weeks that followed, the rumors about the fire began to grow. People whispered over coffee at the diner or in hushed conversations after church services. It wasn't just the fact that Abby had survived unscathed that unsettled them. It was the way she had stood there that night, surrounded by flames, her face lit by the inferno. She hadn't screamed or cried, hadn't begged anyone for help. She had simply watched, her pale face smeared with soot, her expression as unreadable as stone. Her hair had been
Man, I'm
streaked
going
with
to another
yellow
party.
and fire.
Father's
You
annoying.
couldn't tell what color her face was, but it had to stick out like a copy in the rest of the house. Some said they'd seen a flicker of something in her
He is
eyes,
annoying as fuck.
something almost like satisfaction. But these were things no
No,
one
because
said
he just
aloud,
go under his
at least not
father
yet.
name
The people of Miller's Hollow
and be
prided
right back
themselves
in
on
there.
being good Christians, and good Christians didn't accuse an orphaned girl of setting her own
He
house
don't
on
do it.
fire. Abby, however,
Yeah.
heard the whispers. She felt the weight of the town's suspicion every time she walked into
What
the
up, little
grocery
nigga?
store or sat in the back row of her classroom. The stares of her classmates burned into her back like branding irons, and even the teachers seemed to falter when they looked at her too long. Abby didn't care, or at least she told herself she
Yeah.
didn't. The truth was more complicated, a tangled mess of
Yeah, it is.
emotions she didn't have the words to express. She felt powerful and invisible all at once, a paradox that began to define her existence. And
Still
in her
is.
solitude, her thoughts began to darken, curling inward like smoke trapped in a jar. It was during
Q.
one of her solitary walks through the woods that the first seed of
Yeah,
hope
where you from,
was
dummy?
planted. The woods were Abby's sanctuary, a place where she could escape the judgmental eyes of the town and let her mind wander.
Like, dummy.
The trees were thick and ancient, their gnarled branches twisting together to form a canopy that blocked out the sun. It was in those
Yeah,
woods
you
that she
do.
felt truly free, as though
Word.
the world beyond the trees didn't exist. One afternoon, as she followed the creek deeper than she'd ever dared
Shit, get a
before,
hoe
she
bag.
stumbled upon something unexpected. A dead deer, its body swollen and rotting, flies buzzing in a thick
Where
cloud
the
of
hell is
smoke.
Dundalk?
Ice shot.
You said Dundalk.
Would only
Plant-based EHRs
Dundun.
accommodates practice growth and industry changes.
Oh, Dundun.
Mapleworks is your partner at every step of the journey. The innovation you need, the value you
Dundun.
demand, and the satisfaction your patients want.
Smell like Dundun.
Are you the future of healthcare IT?
You can smell the poop.
Abby didn't flinch or turn away. Instead, she crouched down and studied the animal,
Smells
her
like
eyes
poopy.
tracing the bloated contours of its body, the way its
Do it
ribs
smell like
curved
poop?
over its thin hide. She reached out and touched it, her fingers brushing.
They need to bring back a toothbrush so you can brush your motherfucking teeth. That's what they need to bring.
Death wasn't ugly, she realized. It was quiet and still. And in its
Did you not hear me just now?
The deer had once been
Apparently.
its heart pounding.
Did you hear what I said?
It was nothing more than flesh and bone.
Well, that was positive. That was positive. It don't get no more positive than that. Get a toothbrush and brush your motherfucking teeth. Smell like nuts. No, I ain't talking about food. You know what kind of food? Hey, I need a rocking chair. What the hell you talking about? I need one. I'll be on that motherfucker rocking all day long. Why you starting your shit? I was being positive today. I was being positive. I don't know what your problem is. This is Positive Saturday. It's done. It's already done. That shit at the storage. Most of it did. No doubt. How you know? Damn.
They didn't even see it, but Abby did.
Word.
One day,
Yo.
Abby found an old
Yo.
tucked away in the closet. It had
I found some Tims. They just say M's now. This motherfucker was old. Yeah, M. Ember Ann's. That's the Ember Ann's. The L gone too. Don't be talking about like fat. You fat shaming because we got two big giant motherfuckers in here. Crucial and Kung Fu. What the hell? Crucial like hell no. Yeah you are.
Hidden beneath the surface of the dish was a small dose of the latest. Just enough.
I don't know where the kingpin at today.
And it did.
Right. Right. Wait till I see him. I'm telling on him. Oh, he's just telling. He's just telling on everybody.
The town of Miller's Hollow didn't know it yet, but a storm was coming. A storm.
Damn.
She wasn't afraid to use it.
Right, this is something positive Saturday. Crucial over here. Not me. I've been never. Say what? This motherfucker just he fucked up the whole positive Saturday vibe.
Years ago, in the grocery store aisle.
Mm,
The voices
Man,
repeated the
fuck
same
football,
words.
nigga. That shit ass.
No better than trash. The memory stuck to Abby like a burr, burrowing deeper every time she saw
Texas
it.
gonna win
Mrs.
21-7.
Crenshaw wasn't perfect. She was old, frail, and even
Texas
weak,
it don't matter. It's
but she
football,
was the
dummy.
one that no one would truly miss. Abby
It's
hated
fake
her
as
mother
hell.
as well. She had spent weeks watching her from the safety of the woods, her small figure hidden by the
That shit.
underbrush as she took careful notes in a battered notebook. Mrs. Crenshaw always tended
Yeah,
to
but
close
football
her
fake as
eyes
shit, so
before the heat of
they
the
gonna
afternoon
lose.
sun became unbearable.
Fake
She let
football
her
is
head down
fake than a motherfucker. They gonna say so and
and
so
leaned
gonna
against the
win.
back of her chair.
Then all this
All the
bull.
way into
Damn,
the
where I
evening,
get this one at?
Abby never
Ooh.
remembered when the woman's roses were in full bloom, their petals a deep, almost bloody red.
Yo, I'm
She
telling you,
walked to the
football
window.
is fake than a
She kept
motherfucker,
her
bro.
eyes on
It's
the
over.
corner petals, careful not to
But
disturb the
hell no, I ain't
daffodils
betting on that
blooming
shit.
in the bushes.
You might as well bet on wrestling.
She pulled a vial of clear liquid.
What
Some
you
days she
mean?
would
It's the
sneak into the
same
woods,
fake shit as
hiding in
fucking
berries and twigs where they
football.
foraged in
All
the
that
night,
shit
and come
all
back
that
with
shit fake.
sweet,
Hell no, I'm
savory
watching no
flowers and
motherfucking
dried
wrestling.
fruits. It was
Nigga,
deadly
fuck that
heat,
fake shit, nigga. It's all about that
as the
real shit,
toxins
nigga.
poured into the body. She dripped the liquid into the woman's watering can and slipped
Fuck
away,
that shit. I watch the
letting
real
her
shit.
belongings fall into a
Nah,
pile.
nigga, I watch golf.
The next
I
morning,
watch
Mrs.
golf.
Crenshaw watered her garden vigorously, humming to herself as she worked. By
Ain't
noon,
nothing
she
realer
was
than
asleep,
golf. Just
her
sit there and
head
be
propped
quiet.
against her chair, a book lying open on her lap. Slowly, breathing
Shh,
each
he's
deep
about
breath.
to hit it.
She was old.
It's a bogey.
Her health had been declining for years. No one trusted her.
He be
Now,
fucking.
beyond her youth,
Yeah.
there was no real hope.
Hey, I used to like that Tiger
Sadness
Woods
was the
game
first
though.
sadness people expressed when someone they barely knew passed away. Abby attended the
This shit
funeral,
was tight.
standing in the back of the church in her only black dress, her face a perfect mask of solemnity. She
Anybody in here
held
play Tiger
aloft
Woods?
a bundle of wild daisies she had picked herself. No one noticed the faint smile that
When he
tugged at the
start
corners of
rumbling
her
and
lips
shit, you
as
know
she
you hit
dropped
that
her
good
eyes
shot.
towards the ground. The success of
I
the
know. I
grocer's
used to play that
experiment
shit all the
gave her a
time.
dangerous
I
sense
used
of
to play the
confidence.
motherfucking campaign
She
on that
realized
shit.
how easy it was to take a life, to make it look like nothing more than an unfortunate accident.
It was better on
It was a
Xbox
world
because you had all
filled
them
with myths,
buttons.
full of people who had no idea how fragile they truly were. Abby
I ain't
began to
have
see
an
the tough
Xbox. Somebody else
differently,
did,
as
but
though a veil had been lifted. She noticed the small
we gotta make
cracks in
that
people's
clear.
lives, the little
I'm not an
habits that
Xbox
weren't
type of
written
nigga.
to be exploited. Mr. Bailey, the grocer, had a bad habit of leaving his truck idling while he ran deliveries. Mrs. Moore's wife took long walks alone in the evenings, disappearing into the woods for hours at a time. The Jenkins
Mm,
family always left their back door
that shit
unlocked,
gonna,
trusting that nothing
yeah,
bad would happen when
that
they
shit gonna
visited
be
Miller's Hollow.
definitely ass.
Abby cataloged these details with the meticulous care of a scientist recording data. Her next target came quickly: Mr. Bailey, the grocer. He had been one of the first to openly pity her after the fire, his sad eyes following her every time she entered his store. At first, she had thought his concern was genuine, but then she overheard him talking to another customer, saying how tragic it was that a girl like her was destined to end up just like her father. His pity was condescending, hollow, and it made her stomach churn with rage. She decided to teach him a lesson. One rainy afternoon, she followed him to the edge of town,
One
where he often parked his truck
will go
to
to my
listen to
room
the
for
rain.
fun.
The road was muddy and slick, the kind of treacherous path that became a death trap in bad weather.
Sure,
Abby waited until he was inside the house, then crept up to his truck and cut the brake lines with a
sure.
pair of wire cutters she had stolen from her father's old toolbox. When he returned to his truck, the rain had
I'm
turned
gonna
into a
sure talk to the
drizzling rain and
kingpin.
visibility was almost non existent. He drove off, none the wiser, and didn't realize the brakes were gone until it was too late. The truck careened off the road and into a shallow ravine, flipping twice before coming to a stop. Mr. Bailey didn't survive. The official report blamed the weather and poor road conditions. No one even considered the possibility of foul play. Abby attended his funeral just as she had attended Mrs. Crenshaw's. She cried this time, a small, hiccuping sob that earned her sympathetic glances from the congregation. Inside, she felt nothing but satisfaction. As the months passed, the deaths in Miller's Hollow began to stack up. A young couple died in a house fire after leaving a candle burning too close to the curtains. An elderly man fell down the stairs in his own home, his neck snapping on impact. A teenage boy drowned in the town's swimming hole, his foot mysteriously tangled in an old fishing net that no one had seen before. The town was rattled, but not yet panicked. After all, accidents happened, especially in a place as isolated as Miller's Hollow. Life went on, even as the body count grew. Abby's methods became more elaborate, more creative. She learned to adapt her plans to each victim, tailoring their deaths to fit their lives in ways that would deflect suspicion. She poisoned, she sabotaged, she manipulated. She discovered a love for the planning phase, the careful orchestration of events that would lead to someone's inevitable demise. If the
Sure.
power she felt was intoxicating, a heady mix of control and anonymity, no one ever suspected her. To the town, she was still just a quiet, strange girl trying to rebuild her life after a tragedy. But Abby knew the truth. She wasn't rebuilding anything. She was tearing it all down, piece by piece, one life at a time. And with every death, she felt the weight of her own existence grow lighter, as though she were shedding the chains that had bound her for so long. The town didn't know it yet, but it belonged to her now. Miller's Hollow was her canvas, and she was painting it in shades of blood and silence. The unease in Miller's Hollow began as a low murmur, a faint ripple of suspicion that barely disturbed the surface of the town's daily life. But as the deaths accumulated, that ripple grew into a dark undercurrent, pulling the townsfolk deeper into fear. They tried to dismiss it at first, clinging to the notion that the world was still predictable, still safe. Accidents happened, people died, but there was a point when coincidence became impossible to ignore. 20 deaths in less than a year, 20 funerals, 20 names carved into gravestones that had once belonged to a peaceful, sleepy town. The pattern wasn't just disturbing, it was undeniable. Miller's Hollow, it seemed, had become cursed. The whispers grew louder in church pews, at the diner, on the front porches of houses where rocking chairs swayed uneasily in the wind. Some thought it was bad luck, others claimed divine punishment. A few leaned into the old superstitions that had never quite died in this part of the country, blaming restless spirits or witchcraft. But it wasn't until Sheriff Henry Calloway began connecting the dots that the town truly began to understand the scope of what was happening. People thought it was a disaster, and some saw it as a blessing, all in the same valley. A gearbox cubed up. Sheriff Calloway was a man who didn't believe in curses or ghosts. He was a veteran lawman with salt and pepper hair and a reputation for quiet competence. He'd seen his share of tragedy, car accidents, domestic disputes, a handful of drug overdoses. But he'd never dealt with anything like this. He had been at every one of the funerals, standing in the back with his hat in his hands, offering solemn condolences to grieving families. At first, he too had believed it was coincidence, a streak of bad
Hat
luck
to the
that
back.
eventually passed. But as the
He's
deaths
the
piled
best
up,
that I
he began to see
know.
threads that no one else seemed to notice. The timing of the accidents was too precise, the circumstances too unusual, and most importantly, the victims were too connected. He started with Mrs. Crenshaw, the first to die. The heart attack had seemed natural at the time, but Calloway remembered how she had complained about the Prescotts in the months before the fire. Then there was Mr. Bailey, whose truck brakes had failed on a muddy road, a man who had been vocal in his pity for young Abigail Prescott. And the Jenkins family, whose back door had been left unlocked the night of their house fire, a family known for gossiping about Abby's strange behavior. The deeper Calloway looked, the more he realized that the victims shared a common thread. They had all, in some way, crossed paths with the Prescott family. It wasn't much to go on, and it certainly wasn't enough to accuse a 13-year-old girl of orchestrating a killing spree. But it was a starting point. Calloway didn't tell anyone about his suspicions. The town was already teetering on the edge of panic, and he didn't want to add fuel to the fire. Instead, he began his investigation quietly, poring over coroner reports and police files late into the night. He revisited crime scenes, looking for anything that might have been overlooked in the initial chaos. He interviewed neighbors and friends of the victims, piecing together a timeline that stretched back to the night of the Prescott fire. The more he dug, the more questions he unearthed. Why had Abby's father been so drunk the night of the fire? Why had no one else heard the smoke alarm? Why had Abby seemed so calm? so detached, as her house burned to the ground. The investigation began to consume him. He spent less time at home, and when he did, he was distant and distracted. His wife noticed the change in him, the way his hands trembled slightly when he drank his coffee, the dark circles under his eyes that no amount of sleep seemed to erase. He started carrying his gun more often, even when he wasn't on duty. Something about this case made him feel exposed, vulnerable, as though the very ground beneath his feet was shifting. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched, that someone, something, was always one step ahead of him. Abby, of course, noticed his growing interest. She had seen the way he lingered at the last few funerals, his sharp eyes scanning the crowd as though searching for answers. She had watched him drive past her trailer late at night, his patrol car moving slowly, its headlights slicing through the darkness. At first, she was annoyed. He was a distraction, a loose thread in her otherwise seamless web. But then she realized he was an opportunity. She began laying small clues, breadcrumbs that would lead him deeper into the maze she had created. An empty vial buried in the woods near the creek, a torn page from one of her notebooks left on a park bench, a handful of nightshade berries crushed into the dirt outside the sheriff's office. He couldn't help but see them. The clues didn't reassure him. They terrified him. Whoever was behind the deaths wasn't just careful, they were meticulous, calculating, and they were taunting him. Calloway started having nightmares, vivid dreams in which he walked through Miller's Hollow at night, only to find the streets deserted and the houses dark. In the dreams, he would follow the sound of laughter, faint and childlike, until he came to the burned-out shell of the Prescott house. There, in the ashes, he would see Abby Prescott, her pale face lit by an unseen fire, her blue eyes boring into him. He would wake up drenched in sweat, his heart pounding in his chest, and the feeling of those eyes would linger, long after he opened his own. He began to suspect Abby, though he couldn't bring himself to say it out loud, not even to his wife. The idea was absurd, impossible. She was just a girl, small and quiet, barely old enough to understand the finality of death. And yet, the pattern was there, undeniable. He started to shadow her, watching from a distance as she walked to school or wandered into the woods. She always seemed to know he was there, her movements calm and unhurried, as though daring him to follow her deeper. The investigation was turning into an obsession. Calloway knew it. He had lost count of the sleepless nights, the hours spent staring at his wall of notes and photographs, trying to make sense of the chaos. The town was falling apart around him. People were locking their doors during the day, keeping their children close, whispering about leaving Miller's Hollow for good. And all the while, Abby Prescott went about her days as though nothing had changed, her pale face a mask of innocence that Calloway no longer believed. He was closing in on the truth, but the closer he got, the more the darkness seemed to close in around him.
Hello.
Something about this case was different, something beyond his understanding. He could feel it, like a weight pressing down on his chest. It wasn't just a string of murders. It was something deeper, something ancient and unrelenting. And it had taken root in Miller's Hollow. And at the center of it all was a 13-year-old girl, standing in the ruins of her old life, her blue eyes gleaming with a knowledge far beyond her years. Calloway knew he was running out of time, but he didn't know whether he was racing toward the truth or his own destruction. The final confrontation between Sheriff Henry Calloway and Abigail Prescott was destined to happen. It had been building for months, a slow, relentless tightening of a noose that neither of them could escape. Calloway could feel it in the pit of his stomach, a dull ache that warned him something terrible was coming. It wasn't just his own obsession that had led him here. If she had been leading him all along, a spider pulling him deeper into her web with every carefully placed clue, every mocking hint that she knew he was chasing her. And now, after all this time, he was ready to confront her. Or so it was a cold night in late autumn when the end began. The wind tore through Miller's Hollow, scattering dead leaves across the streets and howling through the eaves of old houses. The town was unnaturally quiet, the kind of silence that prickled at the edges of Calloway's nerves. He had spent the day reviewing his notes, trying to make sense of the chaos. Abby Prescott was the killer. There was no other explanation. The deaths, the patterns, the eerie precision with which each accident had occurred, it all led back to her. And yet, he had no solid proof, nothing he could take to a court of law. What he did have, however, was a gut feeling, a primal certainty that she was behind it all. He didn't tell anyone where he was going that night. He didn't want backup. This was something he needed to do alone, away from the prying eyes of the town and the whispers of doubt that had plagued him for so long. He drove his patrol car out to the edge of town, to the charred remains of the Prescott house. The property had been abandoned since the fire, left to rot beneath a blanket of weeds and decay. The trailer Abby lived in was still there, a dull metal box sitting in the shadows like a predator waiting to pounce. Calloway parked his car at the edge of the woods and turned off the engine. For a moment, he just sat there, staring at the trailer, his heart pounding in his chest. The wind rocked the car slightly, a rhythmic creaking that seemed to echo his own unsteady breath. He stepped out into the cold, his boots crunching on the gravel driveway. The air smelled of damp earth and distant smoke, a scent that reminded him of the fire that had started all of this. He approached the trailer slowly, his hand resting on the butt of his gun. He didn't want to use it, not on a child, but something told him he might not have a choice. The trailer was dark, its windows reflecting the faint glow of the moon. He reached the door and knocked, the sound echoing hollowly in the silence. No answer. He knocked again, harder this time. Still nothing. Finally, he tried the handle. It was unlocked. The door creaked open, revealing the dim, cluttered interior of the trailer. It smelled faintly of mildew and something else. Something metallic and sharp, like blood. Calloway's stomach turned as he stepped inside, his eyes scanning the room. The walls were covered in newspaper clippings, photographs, and hand-drawn diagrams, all connected by a tangle of red string. It was a map of the town, each string leading to a name, a face, a death. At the center of it all was a photograph of Abby, her pale face staring out at him with a faint, unsettling smile. Beneath it, written in bold, uneven letters, were the words, "They had to pay." Calloway's breath caught in his throat. This was it, the proof he had been looking for. But even as relief flooded through him, he felt the hairs on the back of his neck stand on end. He wasn't alone. He turned slowly, his hand tightening on his gun. The trailer was small, and it didn't take long for his eyes to find her. Abby stood in the doorway,
He'll be back.
her silhouette outlined by the faint glow of a flashlight she held in one hand. Her other hand was hidden behind her back. Her blue eyes were fixed on him, unblinking and cold. There was something different about her now, something that sent a chill down Calloway's spine. She wasn't scared or surprised to see him. She had been expecting him. This was her game, and he had walked straight into it. She stepped forward, the flashlight gleaming, casting long shadows across the walls. The smile on her face was small but deliberate, a flicker of amusement that made Calloway's stomach churn. She tilted her head slightly, as if sizing him up, and then she spoke. Her voice was soft, almost sweet, but there was an edge to it that made his blood run cold. Calloway tried to stay calm, tried to reason with her, but the words caught in his throat. His mind raced as he tried to piece together an escape, but it was too late. Abby raised her hand from behind her back, revealing a small glass jar filled with a dark, viscous liquid. He recognized it immediately. It was the same substance that had been used in the earlier deaths, the poison that had gone undetected
Word.
in every autopsy. She held it up, letting the light catch the glass, and then she tipped it over, pouring the liquid onto the floor. The smell hit him like a wave, chemical, acrid, a scent that burned his nose and throat. Before he could react, she dropped the flashlight, plunging the trailer into darkness. Calloway fumbled for his own light, but his hands were shaking too badly to hold it steady.
Word.
He heard her footsteps, quick and light, moving through the shadows. Panic clawed at his chest as he realized he had underestimated her. She wasn't just a child. She was something else entirely. Something far more dangerous than he could have imagined. The next
For
few minutes
real.
were a blur of noise and chaos. Calloway stumbled through the trailer, his flashlight flickering as he tried to track her movements. She was
He
fast,
said he throwing it in all their face.
darting in and out of the shadows like a phantom. He called out to her, trying to reason, to beg,
Hello.
but she didn't respond. Instead,
What?
she laughed, a high, chilling sound that seemed to echo from every corner of the trailer. It wasn't the laugh of a child. It was something older, darker, something that had been lurking in the heart of Miller's Hollow for far longer than he had been alive. When he finally found her, crouched in the corner of the room, it was already too late. She moved faster than he expected, lunging at him with a shard of glass in her hand. He fell back, his gun
Yeah.
clanging onto the floor as she pinned him down. Her face was inches from his, her blue eyes glowing with a manic light. She didn't say anything. She didn't need to. In that moment, Calloway understood the truth. Abby Prescott wasn't just a killer. She was the storm that had come to Miller's Hollow, the reckoning for every sin the town had tried to bury. The last thing Calloway saw was her smile, wide and gleaming in the dim light as the glass came down. Then there was only darkness. When the sheriff didn't show up for work the next morning, the people of Miller's Hollow barely noticed.
And leave
The
each
town
other
had
alone.
grown used to
How
his
about
long
that?
absences over the last few months, chalking them
Yeah,
up
go
to the
sit with
strange
your dad.
Look at him, bro.
tragic deaths that had plagued them.
This laptop.
But as the hours ticked by and the patrol car remained parked on the edge of the Preston property, unease began to spread like a
Shut
sickness.
up.
By evening, Deputy Marla Grayson, a young woman with little experience and even less desire to step into Calloway's shoes, decided to investigate. She took two of the town's braver men with her, a farmer and a mechanic, and together they approached the trailer that sat like a tomb on the edge of town.
They ain't put no divines in there.
The scene inside the trailer became the kind of story the town would whisper about for decades.
For real.
Details from the
They
retellings.
don't like put no divines up in that junk.
A thick, congealed pool that seemed to spread endlessly.
I'm on other divines too. I'm waiting to sell.
The macabre map of Miller's Hollow still hung, its red strings looping and tangling around the faces of the dead. At the center
Well, that's where they would come from.
His body was sprawled awkwardly on the floor, his eyes wide open, staring blankly at the ceiling.
Wow, this is more.
So you're smashing with me. Of course. Okay, so you guys were there when we initially did the interview about right now, Columbia police confirming that this teenage girl right behind me, Jamie Nyla Baker, was never.
They what? I got just look at a YouTube video.
Right now, Columbia police confirming that this teenage girl right behind me, Jamie Nyla Baker, was murdered. The details are gruesome. And we understand that earlier today, investigators, they shared her identity. News 19's Rachel Witt is following this case and has the very latest update this Friday night. We reported Kanaya Baker missing on Thursday. Richland County deputies posting this information publicly around noon, January 16th. She was last seen Monday, January 13th. And Friday, we're getting more answers about her death. Anytime we have an unidentified person, we are asking everyone involved to rush the process, not rush it in a way that may make mistakes, but to say, what things can we do to identify this person as soon as possible so that we can contact the family? According to the Columbia Police Department, investigators are working promising leads in connection with the murder of Kanaya after she was found in a vacant home following a fire on Cardamom Court this week. Her body found about 15 miles away from where she was last seen. There are no words that can help them understand that pain. No parent should have to bury a child. So understandably, her mom is very upset.
Good
So I did speak with the family. It's devastating, and
Yes.
they reacted in a
According to the incident report from Columbia Police, officers were dispatched to the house by
Where do
around
we
11:20
go
p.m.
from
Wednesday in
here?
reference to a murder and case of arson.
And
According to a
the
separate incident
storm
report
has
from Richland County
cleared.
Sheriff's Department. On Monday around
Where
6:20 in the
do
morning,
we
an incident
go
occurred.
from
Residents said
here?
Kanaya ran away between midnight and about 6
Yes,
a.m.
I
This
Mm-hmm.
person said Kanaya had recently purchased a telephone and may be connected to her running away. News 19 previously reported Kanaya missing back on July 3rd in Fort Summers. Instead, authorities have confirmed this was the same girl. They have
My
identified
home
several
is with a
witnesses
cycle
regarding
rig,
the
spending
situation.
long nights,
Some
cold
believe
days.
Kanaya's history of maybe she did run away or maybe she, done some things. And the fact remains is that Kanaya is dead. And I don't care if she ran away a million times. She didn't deserve to die. She didn't deserve to die. Um, and I think that people need to recognize that. Rachel Rick, News 19 News. The police are urging anyone with facts regarding Kanaya to
Taiwan is a place filled with diversity and wonders.
Texans winning today.
Whether on the street or
21-7.
there's
Watch.
kindness and warmth.
Uh, watch this. Cause you know they say the Squid Games is real.
Interestingly enough, the lockdown
It really happened though.
open and
Yeah.
and thousands, 1,000, 2,000, even 4,000 people. They walk out of these different fields.
In my sight.
They're walking out into the sun, and they're taking their attention because they've been inside all night long. This is essentially
Slow.
paralyzed from the outside. And now they're walking into what seems like a massive routine. They're pulling up against one another, doing circles. They're doing like a 360 turn. And all you see around you are these buildings. Buildings. And beyond these buildings, woods. It's so strange. It feels like the only secret passageway in the middle of the woods. There's 60-something buildings. They're all this brutalist-style cement blocks. Very impressive. The scale of this is massive. How do you even build infrastructure like this in the middle of the woods? It's dense woods. Dozens of buildings encircling the central field where they're all standing. And they're all built with walls. There are some walls that are built to keep people out, and there are some walls built to keep people in. This is one of those walls. Because how do you climb 30 feet up with no grip, no help? Beyond that, beyond the wall centering this field, there's a fence just as tall, potentially taller. And even if you get beyond that, what do? You don't even know where you are. You're in the middle of the woods. Which way do you run? If you run deeper into the woods, or you run straight out of the woods, or you run and automatically circle back to whatever this place is. Regardless, they keep walking down this wall. The guards are holding these wooden stakes and they're shoving all of these people into this field. Every single one of the 3,500 people are wearing essentially blue tracksuits. Think of like the Adidas jumpsuits. Their heads are shaved, but it's clear whoever shaved their heads, they don't care. They did not pay attention. Their hair is all over their scalp. And they're sitting around these rooms. There's rooms that they just made. And we don't know this before. Every single room is actually a stone. Just rows of stone steps. Now think about the architecture. None of the people in this room are spades. What the hell is this place? A lot of the people gathered are minors. Some are young as 4 years old, but there seems to be no communication are children, there's teenagers, adults, elderly people. Everybody is wearing this oversized blue tracksuit, which I mean, who can get 4-year-olds to wear tracksuits? And it seems like the tracksuit are nothing. Nobody gives them names, they just look familiar. Most of the people in the tracksuits, they look scared. Some of them remember the first words the guards said when they were brought here. This is a quote. From today, you will abandon your rotten mentality and be born as a new human. I will make you sleep. It's not something that everyone is what the guards are yelling about until they see it. Over and over again, climbing up one of the buildings onto the roof, and he leaps from the roof and lands straight on his head to the ground. One person who was standing near him after it was beginning to take survived and saluted him, and then was falling. A guard member just walks over and sweeps up the brains and bones as if nothing happened. And everything goes back to normal. Nobody screams, nobody cries, nobody reacts, because it's going to be them next. All of this sounds pretty familiar, no? One could sensibly say that it does sound like the plot of one of the most famous series on Netflix, The Squid Games. But it's not. This is the real story of the brothers on the side of the story behind
Move. Yeah, Squid Games is crazy. Yeah, the first Squid Game. Yeah, the second one was ass.
We would like to thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Media to directly support a survivor of today's episode.
Yeah,
The episode sponsors who made it possible to support us.
he went back
We
though.
also like to thank you guys, our listeners, for your continued support as we work on our mission to be worthy advocates. As always,
I guess he feels some kind of way, like, yo, I got to do something. I wouldn't have went back to Squid Games though. Fuck that shit.
But I do think it's important to note, especially with the Olympics in LA in 2028, this is going to be very important. Another thing
I wonder how much that was in United States money.
happens all over the world, including in America. There have been recent cases, potentially not to this scale, but this is not an episode
Yeah,
one country and throw stones from
probably million.
another thing happening.
Could have been billion.
This is not a democracy.
Billions?
So clearly, times have changed, times are different. I don't know how different, considering the recent president was just impeached. But additionally, our amazing Queen researchers and translators
Yeah.
were actually able to travel back to some of the survivors involved in today's case to conduct in-person interviews. They included the survivor's book, The Surviving Child, written by Muslim.
I don't give a fuck how much they give him. I ain't going to no Squid Games.
So in part one, we're going to go through
Hmm?
all the virtual games at the Brothers in and
I would have died too in the first game.
in part two,
Oh, we're definitely on that one where they was doing jumping and they had that glass. They picked the wrong glass. They was splattering on the ground. I don't know. I might have been like that one dude, just throwing people on the glass. He was throwing people on the glass. He's like, no, somebody going first, so I'm just gonna sit here.
You play a few games against 400 people in the same exact situation as you, and if you win these series of fun little games, you're the last one standing. You walk away with $40 million. It's a proposal that you really can't pass up. It sounds easy, considering most of the games played are children's games, but it's not made explicitly clear that if you lose your life. And at that point, the contestants have already entered into the game.
I ain't never heard of that.
Season focuses on mainly the shocking nature of the games, where everybody gets to know
Oh, is that where it's a mob?
and
Yeah.
then they gotta backstab each other, and then they have to watch each other die. But then also at the same time, if you don't die, then I'm gonna die, and it's this very stark reality. And the first season, they focus on the existence of the games and the fact that it's due to VIP clients who want entertainment. These rich people, they don't think reality show games are high stakes enough, so they want to watch people fight to the death. The first season, the main character wins the final prize at the end of the season. He survives until the end. He's
They dropping all kinds of loot now.
But he's so traumatized, he just wants to know, who the hell did this? Why the hell would they even do something like this? Why does this exist?
Tier 2 maps.
Get it. And I want to put an end to it. The money is not worth the trauma and the anger that he feels. And if it happens, let's say
Y'all run some maps with you.
talking about hundreds of people are going to die every single year for what? Squid Game Season 2 is more focused on Ki-hoon's revenge. But it really starts with a piece of bread. Episode 1 in Season 2 is even titled Bread and Not Money. Which is where
Yeah, bro. Yeah, they don't know what to do. Yeah, they did it from good from the jump. Motherfuckers are tired of they coming out with patches and they don't mean shit. Patches is ass. Listen, everyone, I am not the one who threw this bread away. It is you, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, he starts stomping all over the bread in the middle of the park. He's grunting. He's stomping with both of his pristine roasters till the bread explodes out of the plastic packaging and splatters onto the ground. One day, Texas, Thailand. In South Korea. 14-year-old Choi is walking home from school when this big hand just grips his shoulder, drags him into the alleyway. And there's a man staring at him, a middle-aged man. Did you steal a piece of bread? What? Did you steal the piece of bread from the store? The adult man rips the backpack off of Choi, rips it open, and there's a piece of bread in there. It's just leftovers. I have them. Oh, yeah.
Leftovers from school? Where the hell did you get this piece of bread? Tell me the truth. Tell you what, this is when it first time.
Yeah, that's because you gotta go. You gotta download PoE1 and go on there. Because you never played it. Yeah.
14-year-old Choi is too ashamed to tell her, sir, I'm poor, okay? I take home the bread from school.
Yeah, because you never played PoE1. I sit on the string for 4 hours and stealing people.
Feels like forever, and this man just keeps smoking cigarettes. He's lighting the cigarette.
The other day, because they kept saying the same thing, and it was like me and Rain, we downloaded it just straight off the rip. Yeah, you gotta go on PoE1.
Things start blurring together, but Choi says he will
Purple.
Tell me the truth then. I just want to go home. I can't steal anything. Things have been
Probably a
disappearing from the
breach.
store. It must be you, right? I saw you coming down the road. You didn't you? Didn't you? And now the phone is touching my head. It's bringing me completely unconscious. If you tell me there's other way, it's not the truth. But what else is supposed to do? Okay. Okay. Someone probably stole the car. But look, if I can't tell you that the truth, so we have to. When the market up, I told you, you got those hot dogs. You said, what was the truth? What was the truth? You got kidnapped? Who did you? Stay here and be honest with me. Jordan's in on his way back when a man walks outside the hall. And the thing is this. He comes back, holds his baseball bat, and in a few minutes, a white man comes speeding down Chestnut Road and screeches like all around the alleyway. It's one of those refrigerated trucks that you transport, would imagine, refrigerated goods. You know, the back is like a windowless compartment. It's kind of reminiscent of a movie launch. The back door is white, and the man throws his way in there and slams on the clutch. It is completely pitch dark. There's not a single window. There's no light penetrating, nothing. It's even blocking the road. The truck runs. He's panicking. He's like, is anybody there? Where am I? I can't just do this.
What luck?
Nobody responds. He says he waits until his eyes are adjusted to the dim light and he's scrubbing them. And then he sees like a glowing orb, like a tiny little marble, just like glowing. Then another one. And he's squinting and his eyes slowly adjust and he said, children's eyes, floating, staring. At least a dozen kids slammed into the back of this freezing truck. If you are kidnapped in a windowless van, you're screaming and panic, but you listen and you try to figure out where they're taking you. Different colored images of the truck. They seem to be arranged by height, but that doesn't make sense because why would the kidnappers kidnap from shortest to tallest? I mean, why would they do that? No, it's because they're going up a hill, a steep hill, and they've been going up it for 30 minutes. It's not so clear if this is an authorized road that they should be driving on. It sounds like strangers are hitting or scraping the streets with them. And then saying, I'm sitting through the phone 30 off the street, and the 39 is either impact and the truck slams to a halt. The door slams open and the flashlight is shining in directly. Everybody's trying to block it. It's nighttime outside. They're so confused. And there's a handful of men holding large wooden clubs. They're reminiscent of baseball bats, but they're not. They're more primitive. They look more painful. There's little spots of red on them, like blood. They're solid and they're massive. According to one victim, the men scream, hey, birds, what are you f***ing for? Get out and get down now. One by one, they jump out of the white truck, and they're so confused at what they're staring at. It's nighttime, but they know that they're in the middle of the woods. There's trees everywhere. It's dense. It's not even the kind of forest that you do a little hike in. It's very unkept.
Hold on, y'all.
It's the fact that they're in the middle of the woods, and they're standing in this massive structure. A compound. There's rows and rows of cement buildings, all uniform looking. It's some sort of camp with 60 or so buildings, and they're all tiered, kind of like a hole in the center, and all the buildings go up around it. There's this little open field in the center that they're getting ushered into. Yeah, it's like a stadium setup, but instead of bleachers and chairs for you to sit and watch sports, buildings. So think of the scale of this. It's like a military base. That's what they said it feels like. In the middle of nowhere.
Where is the actual location of this?
Busan.
Train to Busan?
Yes.
The waterside city?
Yes, it's
Oceanside?
on the very southern part of South Korea. I have family from Busan, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Now, the setup of this massive compound is similar to that of an arena which gladiators would fight. So they're all getting ushered into the center field, which is just like flat, sandy land. And the kids that are quick enough to try and plot an escape, yeah, it's not happening. The walls around this place, around the buildings even, are 30 feet tall. There's no grip, there's nothing that you can hold on to climb 30 feet tall walls. And on top of that, there's guards with wooden stakes posted around the perimeter of this place.
Wait, so there's like a circle wall.
PWL Louisiana.
BBL or flat booty?
Staff Sergeant Ethan Brooks arrived at Boston's International Airport in mid-December 2018, following his honorable discharge from the U.S. Navy SEALs. After completing 3 tours of duty,
For 30 years,
I
thousands
shot.
have turned to Chan the when you reduce the building piling up fields of oil, often with someone on your phone. Don't take notes. Take the time. Large and small, very compensation you deserve.
duty, including his final Brooks returned home to the a retired Boston Police Department detective devoted to postal service, worked in the arrival. The absence of Ethan's sister revealed the circumstances of Amber Brooks's death. 2 nights prior, police officers responded to a 911 call from a resident in an upscale apartment building. The caller, an elderly neighbor, reported unusual sounds from the victim's apartment. First responders discovered Amber Brooks deceased in her residence. Initial police reports documented signs of forced entry through the front door lock and evidence of a physical altercation. The apartment showed signs of including jewelry and an undetermined amount of cash. The homicide unit classified the case as a robbery homicide. Richard Brooks, drawing from his extensive law enforcement experience, expressed doubts about the official classification. Prior to her death, Amber Brooks was investigating potential financial crimes connected to the Tom Bailey family and their need for about the
I
city.
shot.
As assistant district attorney, she was building to this Amber had some increasing pressure from unnamed sources to abandon her investigation. 2 weeks before her death, she had requested additional security measures for her office computer from the district attorney's IT department. Security logs confirmed this request was processed in late November. The official report documented evidence, including a damaged door lock mechanism, multiple fingerprint samples from various surfaces, trace evidence, security camera footage from building activities, partial shoe prints from the vehicle, and DNA evidence from apparent defensive wounds. The lead investigator initially pursued the robbery homicide angle based on similar break-in patterns reported in the area during November and December 2018. However, certain aspects of the crime scene, including the selective nature of items taken and the precision of the break-in, suggested a more targeted attack. Amber's career in the district attorney's office had been marked by notable successes in prosecuting financial crimes. She graduated with honors from law school and quickly established herself as an aggressive prosecutor, particularly in cases involving organized crime and money laundering. Her colleagues described her as
Voila.
fearless, too complex, politically sensitive. Upon receiving the news of his sister's death, Ethan Brooks exhibited visible physical reactions consistent with acute stress response. Medical records from his military service indicated extensive combat experience and psychological evaluation scores within acceptable parameters for active duty. His last psychological assessment had cleared him for civilian transition, with no significant concerns noted. timing of Amber's death coincided with several significant developments in her ongoing investigations. Court records indicated she had recently obtained authorization for expanded surveillance operations, though the specific targets remained sealed. Additionally, she had scheduled multiple grand jury appearances for the following week, suggesting her investigation was approaching a critical phase. During this time, Brooks maintained minimal contact with his former military unit and declined multiple offers of psychological support from veteran services. His father reported that Ethan spent hours examining family photographs and digital communications from his sister, particularly focusing on their final video conversation from early December. In that call, preserved on Brooks's military-issued tablet, Amber displayed notable signs of anxiety, with frequent glances off screen and unusual pauses in conversation. The critical development occurred in late January, when Brooks and his father began the procedural clearing of Amber's apartment. During this process, Ethan Brooks discovered a laptop computer concealed within the wall structure behind baseboard trimming. The location matched a childhood hiding place documented in family photographs from 20 years prior. Brooks, drawing from his naval intelligence training, employed advanced decryption techniques over a 72-hour period. The successful breach revealed an extensive digital archive, detailing a 3-year investigation into organized crime operations. The discovered files contained systematic documentation of a criminal enterprise operating through legitimate business fronts. The investigation centered on a prominent office tower in the financial district, a modern glass structure functioning as the operational headquarters for multiple corporate entities. Amber's files revealed a complex network of financial transactions, property acquisitions, and business relationships. The financial documentation unveiled a sophisticated money laundering operation, processing millions of dollars monthly through various legitimate businesses. The scheme involved multiple high-end restaurants, real estate developments, and import-export companies. Bank records showed systematic patterns of cash deposits structured to avoid regulatory reporting requirements. Amber's investigation had uncovered evidence of law enforcement collaboration at multiple levels. Her notes identified specific police officers, judicial officials, and city employees who facilitated the criminal enterprise through strategic oversight or direct cooperation. The documented corruption extended into multiple city departments and law enforcement agencies. A significant portion of the archive focused on the office tower's operations. Amber had compiled detailed observations of daily patterns, security procedures, and key personnel movements. Her notes indicated the building served as both a legitimate business hub and a coordination center for criminal activities. She had mapped the movements of multiple subjects and documented regular patterns of suspicious meetings. Criminal organization. Her strategy involved coordinated actions against both the operational framework and the protective structure of corrupted officials. The scope of her planned operation would have represented one of the most significant organized crime prosecutions in the city's history. Technical analysis of the laptop created secure backup automatically synchronized with encrypted cloud storage locations, suggesting she had anticipated possible interference with her investigation. These security measures indicated a high level of awareness regarding the danger she faced. In early spring of 2019, Ethan Brooks initiated a complicated infiltration operation. Military expertise, covert operations, has included advanced intelligence gathering working the service. Brooks constructed an alternate utilizing his genuine military background while obscuring his specialized documentation for this period shows Brooks systematically establishing his cover identity. He obtained legitimate employment as a maintenance contractor servicing multiple downtown office towers. The highest which is carefully successful. The night shift supervisory position became available at a prominent financial district high-rise. The supervisor, a Vietnam War veteran, demonstrated particular empathy toward combat veterans seeking employment. Medical professionals who later reviewed Brooks's behavior patterns noted his presentation of post-traumatic stress symptoms appeared genuine rather than theatrical. The building's overnight operation presented optimal conditions for intelligence gathering. Brooks methodically documented security protocols, staff routines, and facility layouts during his regular duties. Security camera footage from this period shows him performing standard maintenance tasks while conducting unnoticed surveillance of critical areas. Surveillance camera positions, guard rotation schedules, and access control systems. During his infiltration period, Brooks identified multiple security vulnerabilities. The building's overnight operations revealed patterns of unauthorized access to supposedly vacant office spaces. Security logs documented elevator activity to unmarked floors, while maintenance he noted frequent gatherings of buildings outside corridors. The night shift supervisor provided valuable as a fellow veteran, he shared detailed information about security. This relationship granted Brooks additional access to critical areas under the guise of building maintenance logs from this period show Brooks regularly volunteered for additional shifts and special teams, particularly in areas frequented by these assignments allowed him to place surveillance devices and document suspicious incidents while performing legitimate duties. Brooks identified patterns in the building's unofficial operations. The timing of these gatherings coincided with security. The infiltration phase lasted approximately 12 weeks. His behavior demonstrated careful balance between maintaining cover and conducting surveillance. Personnel records show no incidents or suspicions raised during this period. Brooks identified multiple patterns indicating criminal activity within the building. Regular deliveries occurred through service entrances without documentation. Certain elevators operated outside normal programming parameters during overnight hours. Select offices maintained unusual security measures inconsistent with their stated business purposes. The infiltration phase concluded with Brooks possessing comprehensive knowledge of building operations, security protocols, and criminal activities. His gathered intelligence validated and expanded upon his sister's previous investigation. The depth and scope of his surveillance suggested sophisticated criminal enterprises operating within the building's legitimate business structure. Throughout this period, Brooks maintained careful separation between his cover identity and actual surveillance activities. During routine maintenance duties on the building's executive level, Brooks encountered an unauthorized gathering in a supposedly vacant office suite. Audio surveillance equipment recovered from the location captured a crucial conversation revealing the circumstances surrounding Hammer Brooks's death. The recorded dialogue implicated a senior prosecutor from the district attorney's office as an informant for the criminal organization. This individual, who had been engaged to marry Hammer Brooks, had systematically compromised multiple criminal investigations over several years. The conversation revealed his direct involvement in arranging her murder when she began detecting inconsistencies in case files. Building security logs documented the presence of multiple vehicles in the private parking structure during this incident. Technical analysis of surveillance footage showed deliberate camera malfunctions during critical time periods, suggesting sophisticated countermeasures against traditional security systems. Following this discovery, a pattern of deaths emerged among individuals connected to the criminal organization. The first incident involved a logistics manager at a waterfront storage facility. Vehicle inspection reports indicated brake line failure as the primary cause of a fatal highway accident. Mechanical engineers noted the precise nature of the damage appeared inconsistent with normal wear patterns. The second death occurred 5 days later. A prominent business owner with known criminal connections was discovered unresponsive in his residence. Toxicology reports indicated lethal levels of prescription medication. Medical examiners noted unusual aspects of the scene suggesting staged positioning of evidence. The third incident involved a member of the judiciary with documented connections to organized crime. Initial reports classified the death as suicide. Forensic analysis revealed inconsistencies in the physical evidence. investigators could not definitively rule out self-inflicted injury. Additional fatalities followed a similar pattern. A real estate developer with suspected money laundering connections suffered fatal injuries in a home invasion. A nightclub owner with ties to criminal organizations was found deceased after an apparent allergic reaction. A municipal official implicated in corruption died in what appeared to be a random street crime. Law enforcement agencies initially investigated these deaths as unrelated incidents. Analysis of timing and circumstances revealed subtle connections. Each death eliminated a key figure in the criminal network while maintaining plausible alternatives to foul play. The methods demonstrated extensive knowledge of forensic investigation procedures. Security footage from multiple locations showed brief appearances of maintenance personnel near several incident sites. Technical analysis proved inconclusive due to apparent equipment malfunctions and corrupted data storage. Professional assessment suggested deliberate manipulation of surveillance systems. Emergency response records indicated delayed discovery of several victims. Time of death estimates consistently aligned with overnight periods when witness presence was minimal. Investigation reports noted the precision timing appeared to maximize intervals between death and discovery. Medical examiners documented unusual characteristics in multiple cases. Physical evidence suggested professional knowledge of injury patterns and death indicators. Several cases displayed deliberate staging of scenes to suggest alternate causes of death. Forensic analysis revealed minimal trace evidence at all locations. Law enforcement officials observed the dismantling of criminal operations following each death. Business associates of the deceased rapidly dissolved partnerships and relocated operations. Previously documented criminal activities ceased in affected areas. Confidential informants reported widespread fear within criminal organizations. Behavioral analysis experts later studied the pattern of deaths. Their assessment indicated the perpetrator possessed extensive military training and intimate knowledge of forensic procedures. The methodology suggested careful preparation and detailed understanding of investigative techniques. The precision of these operations demonstrated sophisticated planning. Each incident appeared designed to avoid collateral casualties while eliminating specific targets. The methods employed showed consistent awareness of security systems and law enforcement procedures. Telephone records indicated complete cessation of communication between surviving criminal associates. Electronic surveillance detected rapid dissolution of established criminal networks. Investigation into these deaths revealed a systematic dismantling of criminal infrastructure. Each casualty represented a crucial link in the organization's operational chain. The cumulative effect severely disrupted established criminal enterprises while avoiding large-scale law enforcement attention. Professional analysis of the deaths suggested the perpetrator combined military expertise with detailed knowledge of criminal operations. The methods demonstrated strategic understanding of organizational structures and systematic elimination of key personnel. The federal investigation into the series of deaths began in spring 2019. The lead investigator, a senior federal agent with extensive organized crime experience, recognized coordinated action rather than coincidental events. Her previous connection to Brooks Law School understanding of the developing situation. Building maintenance records provided sources of investigation. A night revealed discrepancies in employment history documentation. The investigation uncovered broader criminal infrastructure through electronic surveillance. Digital evidence revealed extensive networks of corrupted officials. Documentation showed systematic payment patterns through offshore accounts. Administrative records demonstrated deliberate obstruction of previous investigations. The task force discovered sophisticated money laundering operations. Financial analysis revealed complex networks of legitimate businesses. Banking records showed systematic cash flow manipulation. Property records indicated strategic acquisition of real estate assets. The investigation identified the maintenance worker as Ethan Brooks. Military records confirmed advanced operational training. Service history indicated extensive combat experience. Psychological evaluation suggested capability for methodical action under pressure. The received files included Amber Brooks's original investigation materials. Documentation revealed widespread corruption in structures. Evidence demonstrated sophisticated criminal networks. Digital records showed systematic construction of law enforcement. Additional surveillance documented criminal activity following Amber Brooks's death. Video evidence showed locations. Audio recordings captured incriminating conversations. Photographic evidence demonstrated criminal association among public officials. The combined evidence revealed unprecedented documentation of decades of work. The records demonstrated systematic corruption. Surveillance data exposed criminal networks. Investigations into criminalized culpability and evidence revealed coordinated criminal activity. Law enforcement operations. Financial analysis demonstrated sophisticated money laundering networks. Federal investigations revealed extensive corruption. Evidence implicated numerous public officials. Marking unprecedented exposure of municipal corruption. The defendant, Ethan Brooks, implicated multiple Digital documentation revealed widespread corruption across multiple agencies. Audio recordings exposed criminal conspiracies involving public officials. Photographic evidence demonstrated signs of criminal activities. Witness testimony from 14 days before proceedings. His statements detailed methodical dismantling of criminal organizations. Court records documented comprehensive exposure of corruption. Transcript analysis revealed systematic presentation of prosecution of surveillance materials. Technical experts verified audio specialists forensic analysts validated photographic evidence. Judicial review acknowledged multiple factors in sentencing considerations. Military service records demonstrated exemplary conduct. Psychological evaluation with trauma response to victims. Character witnesses provided testimony regarding family circumstances. The court proceedings triggered multiple federal investigations. Task force operations expanded across numerous agencies. Investigation teams processed extensive criminal evidence. Law enforcement operations targeted exposed criminal networks. Grand jury proceedings resulted in criminal indictments. Multiple public officials faced corruption charges. Law enforcement personnel underwent criminal investigation. Municipal administrators received federal subpoenas. Federal agents executed coordinated enforcement operations. Surveillance targeted multiple business entities. Asset seizure operations targeted criminal enterprises. Investigation criminal organizations financial assets underwent federal seizure. Organizational infrastructure collapsed under enforcement. Court proceedings concluded with Brooks receiving a 20-year judgment reflecting both criminal severity and mitigating circumstances. Sentencing documents acknowledged public service aspects. Prison assignment considered protective custody requirements.
Danielle Roberts, a 30-year-old African-American corrections officer, stepped through the heavy iron gate.
Yeah. You mothers know if you don't want to see me. Ask your girl about it before I bet your girl see me. I hit your block dressed in all black, like a TD. The first one is like CD. Big green paint up on the shed, cause it's 3D. Move, get up out the way. Old PP, 5 foot 2 on my nine. Tell him run a CC. The girl love me, I was wet like a PP. Every time we come in contact, she get freaky. Stunning by the seeds in his heart, on the treat me. Save about the door, passing off the street cheese. 24 hours later.
Listen there. Dum 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 dum. What level are you now, Shy? Damn, this nigga getting up there though. He getting up there. Yeah. Where the hell Flawlicious at? Probably some over rallying them.
But tonight, law enforcement sources are telling me they believe Noah Scurry appeared in a rap video with guns that was posted to social media the day before he was killed.
Social media's in the uproar right now.
Then he gives us his ability to accomplish this love. So how do we cultivate this love in our lives? How do we cultivate this command? As with all the character traits we are studying, or not,
Because all that one for you and put out, you're going to end up in your motherfucking TV turned off and worse possibility, you can end up with somebody that's close to you or that you love who got you know, hey, that's what I got to say about that. I said that 1,000 times. I'm going to keep saying that because it's like shorties ain't get the picture, you know? So, rest in peace to Noah, and rest in peace to his alleged victim. Just rest in peace to all the shorties that went out like that, man, that had their whole life ahead of them. And just, you know, the streets got it. The streets got it, y'all. It's 2025, and the streets still get the best of our kids, man. So try to do the best y'all could to raise y'all children the right way. In other news, it's getting worse out here with grown men messing around with children.
I
You know,
stopped.
there's a video that came out where a guy the court, going to court, end up walking out of court. And he was in court for basically an 11-year-old not for rape. And initially she said that, you know, she was, violated by somebody around her age. But it turned out that he was doing it the whole time. The DNA test was back, and the baby came back with kids. He tried to walk out of court. Everybody said, this man don't even, ain't even gonna get no like, he's taking a life with it. But, I'm talking.
The man deputy says about an 11-year-old pregnant, walking out on his own bond hearing.
Been on the bond anyway. He's bond tonight on 27. I don't think he's going to carry his life in prison.
Investigators say Derek Kendall Burris assaulted a girl and got her pregnant at 11 years old. Detectives saying she is related to an acquaintance of the suspect, and DNA proves Burris is the father of the now 12-year-old girl's baby. Investigators say the girl originally told strangers about the assault because someone close to her age and eventually told them it was Burris.
Anything you want to say, sir?
This wasn't Burris' first run-in with the law. He checked with the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division and learned back in 2004 he was charged with unlawfully with a deadly weapon and sentenced to 10 years in prison. Burris was charged this year that he impacted young girl life forever. According to Steve McNeely with the Children's Advocate Society.
For the start, you know what I'm saying? And he walking out. Oh.
Trophy.
Because there is no consensual sex from a damn 10-11-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was in a relationship with a baby. And my thing is, how is stuff like this going on? Where are the parents? Where are the parents? That's what I be saying, like, who are we leaving around our children? How do you want an 11-year-old to be in a relationship with a grown man? That's crazy. You got to be better in so many different areas. It's crazy. Real talk. In other news, the smuggling of going on all over the world. You know, it's going to continue to go on because there's a lot of profit in human cargo. It is. They found a woman in the glove department box on her way to the States. You know what I'm saying? You might say everything you got, baby, you fucking wrong. No, I'm not. So they found a whole woman in the glove department. I can say this, like, you know, that's something that's going to continue to be. I hear that it's very, very profitable. So anything that's very profitable, man, you know, is going to continue to happen. There was another guy in Chicago who went on the rampage, and he needs to be taken off TV. See, one thing about it, we gotta put our six on when it comes to all this toll on some of these motherfuckers need to be told on, and then not only that, some of them need to be taken out. Some of them need to be put to sleep. This guy, he's just going around kidnapping and taking women against their will. Like this is crazy.
A Chicago man is facing several years in prison.
Essentially, something one of them. A jury found Andrew, another at 41, he was charged with pulling a gun on an Uber driver in Darien on March 8, 2021, and forcing her to drive to Chicago, where he was accused of sexually assaulting her. The jury also convicted him of kidnapping a woman in Cicero 2 days later and forcing her to drive to Chicago. He let her go after getting into a gunfight with people on the streets. A lot of people go on and say, what are you doing? For what? We just got sick individuals in this world, y'all. Last but not least, a King Von toxicology report came out. And surprisingly, but not surprisingly, King Von had MDMA in his system. So this is a lot of that he made before he lost his life. And I always said, watching that video, that man wasn't thinking straight. Now we know why. This is what SNC.
This is the Silvox gaming series outdoor TV, which has 120 Hz refresh rate. I connected a PS5 down here just to test its gaming performance. Playing the Spider-Man game here. The brightness is incredible. It's 1000 nits. Way brighter, like double the brightness of my Apple Studio display. You can go in to see the details a little bit. So fast-paced action, like first-person shooting games, this is going to be ideal for that. It's pretty luxurious. If you think about it, being able to game outdoor on a PS5 or Xbox, this is incredible. I forgot to mention that it has Dolby Ultimate support. Dolby Vision and Dolby Ultimate, basically another version of HDR. All TV from Silvox is IP55 waterproof grade, and it's going on Google TV, Android, Google TV OS with a voice remote. The remote is also waterproof.
We a few days removed from Jim Jones buying a camera.
Listen, if you got mad,
I want to
we're both parents. Yeah, I get aggravated. I get aggravated. But you right now, you need to tell us the truth. Because what you tell us now.
Hey everyone, welcome to U.S. True Crime. Today we're diving into the heartbreaking story of Darius and his two.
We don't play favorites. We make custom-fit floor liners for every vehicle type. Trucks, SUVs, sedans, newer used, big or small. Custom-fit protection, no matter what you drive.
We are in the greatness. And within every person lies the potential to write the course of this forward.
Now it's your turn to reimagine civilization in all its possibilities and build something you believe in.
His 2-year-old son, Amari Barnhill. On November 11th, 2015, Amari was rushed to the hospital and tragically lost his life due to severe injuries. What drove Darian to such a horrifying act just a week after becoming a father? What dark secrets lie beneath his seemingly calm demeanor? Join us as we unravel the untold details and explore the chilling aspects of this case. If you like this video, please comment number 1 below. On November 11th, 2015, Darian's 2-year-old son, Amari Barnhill, was urgently taken to the hospital. Tragically, Amari succumbed to lacerations on his legs and face. Subsequently, the police detained Darian for questioning. Regarding the victim, Amari, I spoke with his mother, Nikita. She shared details about his life and the day he passed away. In this video, Darian's voice is somewhat faint, but once you hear him, you'll understand why I refer to him as a wet wipe.
So he got whooping that night, one last night, because he just fooled him, whatever. And that on this morning, I woke up, we hadn't had some more food, I'm trying to feed it to him, he's still not eating that. So I keep telling him because I can't just go and get some other food for him, because he's back throughout the whole time that she get a food stamps, not get mine or whatever. And when basically when I'm trying to feed him, he gets a call and says, no, he literally say no, but I ask him, you want some cookies, you want some chips, you want something to drink? He'll say, yeah, to say about that, about his little stuff. So when I told him, he need to get me the snacks over there, we got him his food first. So he's still saying no, like you're not gonna eat. So that's when I gave him more again. When I gave him more, that's when he just started kind of falling out, like wanting to get on. So he didn't like having to get up because he started kind of fall out, not like fall out. Like, but he was just like keep going. Like I don't want to stand up, I don't want to do anything. That's what I said. He don't want to do anything. So I beat him some more on the behind. So every time I beat him, that's what I want to right back. You know what I'm saying? He gonna eat regardless. Like he gonna want to eat something. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna get a starve. But I understand that she basically don't want me to eat. Because I barely do have to eat. She goes I'm not going to eat sometimes. She'll straighten up. She'll eat, do what she's supposed to do. So with him, when she told me to stop beating him, now I guess he used restrooms, so like moved him or something or whatever. He was eating her at night.
I so hate himself.
That's kind of whatever. So I put him in the tub. He put the tub online down. I had him in the door. I let him be on.
So how he said how he was. How was he slouching over?
And then he was he only really jumped himself to the point where some water like came over his head, but he wasn't deep in it. And so he let himself fall in the water. That's when I pulled him back up. Because the water was all over his face. So I didn't want him to just lay up under the water. So I picked him up. As soon as basically he dropped, his mouth was kind of open. So I don't know if he swallowed in the water or not because he wasn't choking. So when he had that slung over and all that, and I picked him up. That's when I had to put him in my daughter room, right? Right. So when I walk up, that's when all that was turn right and hung on right there. So when I turned right on him, I laid him down on the bed, and he was like, well, he was breathing. He wasn't like gasping, but choking or acting saying? I'm telling him to sit up. He won't sit up. So I'm like, all right, so play that. Now when I came back, we still doing the same thing. I went out again, came back again, checked on him. That's when he was like wearing them. Like I don't get some tag on some free and that. So that's when I run straight to him just to see like what's wrong because I didn't see his anytime like when I grew up, you know what I'm saying, watching anybody I look at him and like I still see the stomach or the chest moving or anything. I didn't see anything moving on him. It was just wearing because I turned on the movie and I first play on the movie and watch the movie, whatever. But he was just wearing them. So that's when I grabbed him. At first I grabbed him while he was still on the bed. But I don't really know CPR. So I just grabbed him while he was still on the bed and go on his mouth, make sure, pushing on his chest, everything. But then I got him off the bed and put him on the floor on flat surface. So I won't have to push hard. You know what I'm saying? Like he on the bed, so I can really push how I'm supposed to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mess up his insides or whatever. So I'm just pushing like it on the bed. And I think that's why it's on headshot is flat surface.
Indeed.
And I'm doing the same thing, breathing in his mouth. And it's like the air going straight in and coming straight out. It sounds like a bird, like being bird. You know, like a whole bunch of air and all that just comes out like a bird. And I did it repeatedly. I did it repeatedly. Because I don't know what's going on. Because my baby mama said to me, not the one who house I went to, but his mother, she told me that he had seizures. And I never known him to have seizures. And she said he has seizures and all types of things. So I don't know what really happened because she telling me he has seizures. I felt like she was just telling me that so I could care for him more and treat him like a baby. Because I don't feel like he has seizures. She just treat him like an actual child. You know, because he's almost 3 and he don't even talk. Like he almost his words, but he know what he's saying because once I show it to him, whatever, he know exactly everything. So like I told her, I was like, you can't keep teaching him the baby stuff because she telling me how her and her mom talk to him. They talk to him nicely and they sing stuff to him, like sing everything to him. So I'm like, I'm not gonna sing stuff to him so he can learn. I'm like, that's why he's still kind of learning slower because you teach him slower. So I taught my daughters that same thing. I was basically with them. You know what I'm saying? Talking to them like a grown human. You know what I'm saying? Talking to him. He gets a lot of stuff. He knows a lot of stuff. When it comes to the physical, fall out or act like he don't want to. So in the tub, when he was running in the tub, he only did it like once that I saw. Because I leave him and I thought like he wasn't gonna bring home until he wasn't like really trying to move or nothing like that. So that's when I went in there and woke up my girl. Like, hey, you gotta get up. Like, I don't know what's going on. Don't worry about it because she know what I'm gonna do. Like, you ain't got nothing to do with it. So I don't know what's going on. You can't see what's going on. So I woke her up.
The baby when you watch that one away.
Yeah, because he woke up first. And I heard him like walking around, like saying something. So I woke up immediately. Because anything got hit, like a kid or whoever talking, she can be talking. I'm gonna wake up. Because, you know what I'm saying, that's talking.
with him before, how much time have you spent with him? Like how often?
I haven't seen him go 2 weeks. I only seen him. I can count on my fingers. One hand, like 4 times.
And of those 4 times, how many times has he come to stay?
That one day, and then she starts saying, I thought, I said, what is wrong? So my first got a lot of I was saying, so they the same age, so it's everything the same. So I guess her being my mom, right now, at all. I didn't see him at all. Like, only saw him 4 times in more, like I said, the whole time he's been gone 2 weeks.
And how long have you had him this time? When she brought him this time, how long have you had him?
I had him the whole last week.
Imagine that. He's only had this for about a week. He didn't even know how to ride his life. He's already abused. How does that happen? And why does this man sound so lethargic when he speaks? I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but some of the details you're about to learn from this week are going to stick with you.
Really got into
Quite nice.
But she had a child, so I never really had a single. I never really do nothing because there's the most warmth I got. I can't go like downtown and tell them I can't see my son.
Right.
You know, so I can't say nothing. I have to stay around my daughters. That's the only thing really made me feel kind of better because I have daughters. I have 2 daughters. The last time I got locked up, my girlfriend was supposed to be pregnant. But she was pregnant until I got out. So that's myself. So
and that's the girlfriend that you're with. Okay.
My 2 daughters, you know, when my second daughter got born, that's when, everything was all right. But I stopped. My son,
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
His chin, his nose, everything. You know what I'm saying? So when I find it, so basically my first moment, she wants to talk to me, like talking to her,
They don't want you. You a hoe.
She was like, because he hard, you know what I'm saying? Don't comprehend. Like, he comprehend, but he don't do what she say. Because she's already spoiled, so he's not going to listen to me. I was like, yeah, so you don't need to. She was like, yeah, okay, no problem.
So since he's been with you, okay, since last week, how many times have you felt you needed to pop him to get it over?
To this day, I would say that's like, I was supposed to be 2 weeks. I would say to the most, maybe I've been down and popped in at least like 6 or 7 times. But, well, whooped 6 or 7 times.
Not 6 or 7 different times.
Yeah, different occasions or different days. But I do pop him. You get at least like 3 or 4 pops.
And how do you normally pop him? What do you do to pop him?
Got no pack space for that.
So what do you do when it doesn't do anything?
he don't eat. It's like when you eat almost, 3 meals a day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
And
The past continues
he
to
don't eat
influence the present.
none of the meals throughout the day, but I can bring some chips, like I said, and he would eat the whole bag of chips today.
right.
And like
Shut up.
only 6 or 7 times that I did, even I say I pumped like 3 or 4 times. When I was, she told me it's all right, don't even worry about it, because he's acting hard.
Yeah, you said that happened yesterday
When
she told you to stop and you started telling her to go. Okay, you initially started talking, you talked about a spanking that happened yesterday and you talked about this morning. So let's start with yesterday, okay? What exactly happened with that?
Yesterday was the same way. He just food, he won't eat it, so I just tell him to stand up, because if we have a movie plan or whatever, he's not gonna eat his food while the movie's playing. Because basically what my daughter always wants to watch, she wanna watch the cartoon movie Rio. They have Rio 1 and 2. So when that one go off, I put another one. That one go off, I put Rio 1 again. She don't want to watch it all over again. So they was in the room supposed to be eating. My girlfriend wanted to get him the food. I was like, eating, because I know he don't normally eat, touch the food or whatever. So when she go back in and get the food, I was like, is he eating? She said, no, but he acted like he wanted to. But the only thing that was the movement. So I went back there just to see if he was eating. And he was trying to pick up the food with the fork. But it's like he knew how to hold the fork right there to get the food. So I did myself, got a scoop, like some coffee. And I fed it to him. He chewed it up. He chewed it and he ate it. I was like, all right, eat your food. Did it again.
Hey.
Gave it to him. He chewing it up. He trying to try it. He was still some more right, like he didn't want to eat it anymore. Then when I tried it one more time, I did it to him. That's when he just looked at the movie like, I don't even want to eat, so he looked at the movie. So I'm like, no, you can't look at the movie. You have to eat your food. You can look at the movie and eat your food. You can just be in there, eating, whatever, because that's the same thing with the social media. So when he wanted to look at the movie, I picked him up, brought him in the room with us, so he won't look at the TV, because we were watching the movie too. So when he came in there with us, he turned around and looked at the TV what we was doing. I was like, nah, you doing the same thing what you was doing now. You gotta eat your food. I'm like, I've been putting it in front of eat your food, eat your food, eat your food. He'll look at me like, I don't want to do it, but he'll grab the fork and be like, well, I tried, but you know I'm working, so I'm gonna try to eat. All right, you try to eat, you gonna try to eat. I ain't gonna force you out of stuff a lot in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Eat what you can eat, chew it up. You know what I'm saying? Just keep going back at it. At least show me that you eat like half of it. You eat half of it, you go back with your time, because you have candy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I do my daughter. I do the same thing for her, and she understands it fully. She eat her food quick. You'll really think she'll probably throw it over her shoulder.
Right. So
That's the reason why.
It's a little different.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. And that's what I was telling my first baby mama. I was like, since you've been keeping me away from him, keeping him away from me or whatever, he don't really know. You know what I'm saying? But every time I rap on him, he'll say, hey, you know who I am? Yeah, you used to have it. He know who I am, because he been seeing me through his life, but he hadn't saw me literally in his life, like stand every day, every night, or every minute, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Every other week, he didn't ever see me there. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't with him. His mom, she didn't want me around.
So, back to last night, he was watching the video, he's not eating. What happens?
I bring him in my room. That's when I'm trying to look at the moon. What he looking at? And I'm trying to feed him food. He's still not feeding. He's still not eating. So I tell him, all right, since you want to look at the movie, then you not eating. I had to take myself. I just told him, I don't want to do all that. And I'm going to feed it to you. You can eat it. Still not eating. So I spanked him 2 or 3 times, and I just told him to stand up. I was like, stand up until you feel like you're going to eat the food. If you're not going to eat the food, You have to stand up, whatever. And that's how it's gonna happen. But we still need to. So I wasn't gonna stay up because I was already getting tired. I wasn't gonna stay up and make him not so I put food in the refrigerator. Let him stand right there until he really got sleep. That's when he went to sleep.
Okay, so when you spanked him 2 or 3 times, how did you spank him?
On my
Okay, with your hand again or with something else?
with my hand.
Okay, and then you put him to sleep. Where did you put him to sleep at?
In my room.
So he slept in your bed? Okay.
Cause my daughter,
Okay.
he slept over there. So when I woke up, he was already woke. So first thing I thought, he home. Cause he the first person up, and he usually don't wake up first. So I'm like, he home because he didn't eat that much last night. Shit. So I got some more food. Made some more food, and I'm trying to feed him that too. And he wanted. It was like it's nothing I can really. I don't know what he really eat. That's why the first came over there, we fed him some spaghetti. I asked him, is he allergic to anything? Like anything constant. She was like, no, because at first she said it was tomato sauce or tomato. Then I asked her, she was tomato. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Well, since she making it seem like I'm just feeding him. Basically, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to have to do some food. What it is, allergic to this and that. And she can just tell me one yes. She can tell me. So I thought it was one yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was allergic, so he everything was good. So he hasn't had no allergic reaction. He hasn't had anything. So I didn't have to eat him. So he got to the point where I had to. You know what I'm saying? Because he got like he didn't want to eat it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to feed him that day. Like when he woke up that morning, I gave him 2 or 3 days. Yeah, some this morning. Yeah. So when he woke up in the morning, that's when we did the cooking. Yeah, like you said, so I still whooped him again.
And how did that work out? Exactly what did you do? Whooped him?
The same thing, pull down his pimple.
Okay, so you pull down his pamper. Do you pull it down every time you spank him? Like so you get scared?
Yes, ma'am. Because like you don't feel it. You don't feel it, and you basically like all you in the way is jeans, and so he not gonna feel it like through his jeans. So I have to pull this one down. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So when I did pull his pamper down, you already know what time it is. So show him I'm about to probably get tighten up. I'm like, so you already know you gonna get a whooping, so why you just gonna sit there and eat? If you know I just gotta whoop you. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like whooping. You know what I'm saying? Whatever in the morning or whatever you eat, whatever time of day, he's not gonna do what you don't want to do. Period. So
you pull his pamper down, you spank him.
You got smoke.
I know like 3 or 4, maybe 5 times because of, you know what I'm saying? Because we already went through it last night. And I already gave him a spanker last night. So this morning, that's when I spanked him at least like 5 times this morning. And then that's when I asked him again, will you get it? You know what I'm saying? He did. So I spanked him 2 more times. And that's when she woke up. My girl woke up. And she was like, don't even worry about it because he just gonna sit there. He ain't even crying. She was like, don't worry about it because all really what's gonna happen is you gonna get madder and madder.
And at that point, you had spanked him today. You had spanked him. That's like the 3rd time you had spanked him because he wasn't.
Like, it's like the first time after that. The first time I hit him like 5, 6 times. And the second time I hit him like 3 times to the most. So when I spanked him that last time 3 times to the most, that's all I well, because you know what I'm saying.
And each time with your hand.
He had it on Google or whatever. So I put him in the tub, and that's when he started doing all that. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't want.
Okay. Did you put a diaper on him, lay him down, or did you lay him down with just a towel?
No, I put a diaper on.
Okay. Did you put any other clothes on him, a shirt or anything, or pants?
No, man.
Okay. And you just laid him in the bed, and then how many? You said you checked on him a few times. Breathing.
Because when I let him down, put the diaper on, he was breathing. Like he was breathing all that. He was just go to sleep after tired. Either way it goes. So I let him alone. Walked in, with her look at the TV a couple of times, and like it's like everything just felt like replaying my memories again. Breathe and look at the movie, but I guess he was tired, so he was still laying down. So I left out again, came back in, made sure he was straight. That's when he was laying there. So that's when I just started. That's the first thing that came to my mind to try to do CPR to see anything because he had just there was some more in his face.
Saying, you know, the boo-boo, you said you described it as like a baby's boo-boo. What, is that why you gave him a bath? Was it because of the boo-boo or for some other reason?
It was because of the boo-boo.
Okay, it wasn't bad enough that you felt the bath instead of just wiping it with some baby wipes or something? Or... Oh, okay, so that's what got you off. Okay. You said that the bed that you were using was Johnny's bed. Is that a bigger bed or a smaller bed?
Is there like a box fan in the room? Like a fan?
You only feel the way once. But I was young. And I think that when I was like he fell forward and hit him. So I ain't got like hard.
So did it get injury or anything that was happening to his head? Did you see a gash in his head or anything like that?
I didn't see like coming on his head and I walked on his head. A scar for a little, like his left eye thing.
No, you said a scar when you tried to
Yeah,
walk.
so like the beginning was like kind of broke.
Okay, do you know how that happened?
No, no, that's when I walked up in there. That's when he got mine.
Okay. So he didn't have it when he was in the car, and he had it when he got out of the car.
Yeah, when I put him in there, because I was looking for dead on the place. My side.
Use my hand. I want to put him in the water. Use your head. Tell me how much of his head was underwater.
It was a big
So down. Okay.
Right there, but not good.
So he was looking up. Was his nose and his mouth underwater?
That's what I was saying. I think it kind of was. That's when I was looking.
You're not sure.
I'm not sure because I read when he fell down and got the fast.
From when you saw him before you said one, he walked out, came back in. How long it was?
It was nothing like 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes? It wasn't 5 minutes. Because how my room, how her room set up, I could just be sitting like right on my chair and I could see right into the bathroom. So once I didn't see his head up or like his kind of his body coming over, that's when I ran in to see what was wrong. I got like pillars in the back.
From when you spanked him, tell me how hard you
I spanked him like hard. That's right. I don't want to feel like hard, but it's like a little hard. Right. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, do the same thing. I swing to the phone.
Stay light, stay alive.
You're gonna get work.
What do you think happened?
Like what you mean?
Whatever happened, how do you think he got to that?
I mean, I don't know, because when I wasn't in there, when I put him in something, I wasn't in the bathroom with him. I mean, how I tell you I was placed, he was right there. You know what I'm saying? So I could have, I let mine all like my sister and
Shut up.
just like not to see his head. But when I looked at the TV and when I put him in there, and I came back in there and looked at the TV and turned back, I didn't see his head at all.
There's no way your hand is that right there. No way. It's impossible. Impossible. So right now, tell us what happened. Listen, if you got mad, yeah, I get aggravated. I get aggravated. But you right now, you need to tell us the truth. Because what you tell us now ain't the truth.
I don't want to tell you that.
Well, tell us.
If I did that,
Show me what you did with the flip flop. This is show me what you did with the flip flop.
I won't know what that's all.
Yeah, we gotta see.
With the flip flop, it goes to the tip top.
Those aren't bruises. That's blood.
That's blood. That's where his skin is missing. He has no skin on his butt at all.
Right? Let me ask you this. This is what happened. This is what happened. Was it when he was popping? Was that when he fell and hit his head? Because he didn't hit his head and it's up to his back.
More times That's what I was saying. That's all. That's all. It's nothing about that until she asked me. So I already knew about this stuff, the things on his head because I saw it. But you didn't think maybe you should tell us about that? You never said anything until she directly asked.
Century is goofy. Now he chasing them like the other ones.
That's why I was telling you, I was thinking with my hand first. Like, they're all like,
No doubt.
Fuck is that?
Fucking nuts.
I didn't see it.
But you didn't see them until you did that.
You did that.
You did that to him, spanking him. So you're not just spanking him on his butt. You're spanking him all over the place. Okay?
I didn't like literally like trying to hit him.
I don't know. He probably went to sleep.
Yes, I was just trying to walk. I understand.
Crucial. He's not over yet. I would say so.
You beat him to death. Because you let your anger take over you. But, okay, they still bleed and they still hurt.
You know how hard you gotta hit someone to make them bleed?
So you need to start telling us exactly what happened. How hard? How do you look at that? Look at that. Just look at that. You did that to him. Because he wouldn't eat. He is 2. And he doesn't know you. He doesn't even really know who you are. He's afraid. You did that to him. So tell us exactly what happened. How many times have you hit him with a football?
Just from last night to today.
How many times last night to today did you hit him with a football?
Last night when I was with flip flop. That's not what I was saying. Flip flop. It wasn't intentional.
Okay. Where were you hitting?
I was keeping on the butt last night. The only time he was really spun around, like turning around, and that's the only time I can see that once on his face. He was.
Okay.
But I didn't think I felt bruises on him like that. I was.
Oh yeah, and sank him. Yeah.
Whatever y'all say.
And I believe you. Listen. I believe you that you aren't trying to kill him, okay? I believe that. All right? But the issue is,
Where's the flip flop at? It should be in my
which one was it? What does it look like?
It got like kind of like diamond things on how you put your toe in between and then go around your foot like that. It was like it got like you know what I'm saying, a little fake diamond.
Love, what you playing?
Was it what color? Black. Okay, where is that at?
It should be now